Hi, I'm Ted Haftagaber, founder and producer of Live Talks Los Angeles. Thanks for joining us. Since we started over a decade ago, we have brought you hundreds of conversations with storytellers, writers, actors, musicians, humorists, chefs, and thought leaders in business and science. You can watch and hear most of these in our YouTube channel and our podcast. For details, visit livetalksla.org. And now, here's the show you've tuned in to see.
I just want to formally say hello to the brilliant Casey Wilson and Danielle Schneider from Bitch Sesh. There are a lot of Housewives podcasts, but y'all rise right to the top with the bullet.
Wow,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, garbage
Thank
people.
you. We are so happy to be here with all of you, seeing an attractive crowd. I'm happy about that.
It's important. It's important.
It's very important. Your book, Andy, The Daddy Diaries, The Year I Grew Up, is so much fun.
Thank you.
I flew through this, and I wonder, is everyone ready, or we're reading it, we're getting there?
They all got a copy.
Okay, wonderful.
No, it was such a fun ride. I also am like jealous of your life, which I think is important when
Yeah.
you're reading a book.
Jealousy is what came up most
Yes.
Oh, okay.
for me. Yeah.
But I admire you.
Yeah.
You're this new dad that you
Yes.
are. It's just such a fun transition to watch you grow, and we have so many questions, and we're so thank you for having
Thank you
us
for having
here.
us.
Thank you for coming. My gosh. And thank all of you for coming.
Now, Andy, you know, I've tabbed many tabs and we've read through this all, but we
So many
both
highlights.
had the same thought.
Oh, good. Okay.
And
It's a doozy.
I mean, how much fucking energy do you have?
I know.
No, but like really, I
This
want to
is-
go through it a little granular here because
The day in your life you like wake up with the kids. You've got
on the phone with Wendy Williams.
on the phone with Ramona.
Running into Sally Field in the elevator. Now the trainer. Now we're Watch What Happens Live 4 shows.
Now we have, Ramona calling again.
Back to the park with Ben.
Then also your phone is calling random housewives.
Now we have to tour another penthouse.
Then Ben is there.
Yes,
We're
yes.
playing trucks. We're laying down as we play.
Night lights are going on. Snoopy ones for Amazon. And I'll tell you, then the night comes. Then night falls. and that's when you really get going.
Night falls. Wait. Night falls. We're taping 3 Watch What Happens Live back to back.
But that's like an afternoon for you.
Yes.
Because then you're like, oh, what a night. And you'll act like it's nothing. The way you write it, you're like, I was in bed by 2.
No,
it's
wait a minute.
psychotic.
Well, no, hold on. I think that the first 2 books were more psychotic. Well, no, because I didn't have kids. But I don't think that I'm such a late night party guy.
I know,
in
and
this
that's
year.
what's crazy.
That's what we want to talk to you
Oh,
about.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then you're settling in, you're watching cuts of Housewives. We're
Yes.
still up. I have been asleep for hours,
Yeah.
and I'm on the West Coast.
Now we got to swing over to SJP's. Then we got to go to a Broadway show. Now we're coming back.
Now
we got
John
drinks.
Mayer's calling!
Yeah. Now you then go out with Amy Sedaris for like appetizers, and you're popping over town, going out with someone else. Then at times you come home and like 7 people show up for a nightcap that was unexpected.
Unexpected. The disco ball goes on.
Yeah.
Madonna is playing.
The fire comes alive.
Yeah.
You
I'm
sleep
genuinely
for
wondering, how do
45
you?
minutes,
Like-
and then you are up again with the kids.
I know.
All jokes aside, is it the edible?
The edibles and the tincture really helped me.
Tincture.
Yes. But it's, I
Tincture.
think that I don't, for a lot of it, I don't have a choice. I do what I have to do. You know what I mean? I'm a person, I know what I have to do in a day, and I get it done. And I am deadline oriented. I meet deadlines. And then, I allow for some frivolity.
I just don't
It's
like,
so wonderful.
You're managing it. That's not the problem. The problem is the energy. It's not. It's how. I would like to know where the energy comes from.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know.
don't
I'm
know.
waiting to peter out.
Okay, great.
Yes. Yes.
It's amazing.
So the book, Andy, you say in the foreword of your book that it's jarring seeing in print all the trivial details of one's day-to-day existence.
Yes.
The wonderful decision was that it cemented, this is of the Andy Cohen Diaries, you say, the wonderful decision was that it cemented my decision to actually have a child. What was it about seeing your life in print in your old book that kind of got us here, where you decided to take the leap?
Well, I think it was, I had published 3 years of my life. In 3 years, if you look at a diary that has 3 years of what you did every day, it may cause you to question how you're living your life or say, this is great. And I loved those 3 years, but I was approaching 50 and I just was like, I can either keep doing this. What I noticed really were my summers were all the same and they were great and they were so fun. But I was like, is this gonna be the same every year? When do I ground myself? When do I create a family? And it was, me turning 50 was coming and I just said, I'm at the last exit here if I wanna do this. Yeah.
Yeah. And you did it.
And I did it.
And then you did it again.
I did, yes.
Congratulations.
I did. Number 2, I have to say, kind of really hit home.
Yeah.
That's when it got real. That's
Yeah.
when it got real.
I have one, and I was like, we good.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Because you can still live your life.
And I have 3. Anyway, so we did a little crowdsourcing for a few questions, and I'll just throw out, if I may. Cameron Hill, NC, wants to know, wants to say, thank you for being vulnerable in your book about being the only gay dad at the kids' school. How do you take care of yourself when those feelings of isolation or insecurity crop up?
First of all, those feelings of isolation and insecurity are brand new to me. How fun.
The rest of us have been feeling them quite a bit.
No, I mean, I've always been a pretty confident guy, and yeah, I would say the whole culture of schools and fitting into this group now, and we're now together because we're all parents, and
It's not your chosen family.
Right, exactly. Thank you, Teresa.
Yeah.
But I think what I do is I try to seek out other gay parents and other single parents just for kind of fellowship, really.
And are you finding them at the school finally, at this new school?
No, the school, I'm the only single parent and I'm the only gay dad. And this is a progressive school in the West Village. But thankfully, there are other gay dads. I mean, Anderson, there you go. And then there are other gay dads in my orbit. So they've been really helpful to me, frankly, in just saying, are you experiencing this? Or how are you doing this? Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's nice. Now, okay, now I love the February 4th entry when you talk about getting your star on the Walk of Fame.
Yes.
Because I feel like you have had, you've lived this life, you know what I mean? And you've had so many wonderful things and met so many great people. You met Oprah, like we could all die, you know? But you lived, and then getting that Hollywood star seemed like another step. Like it seemed to me like something bigger than you had ever experienced. I could tell the emotion of getting that. What do you think about that was so different from everything else that you've done?
Well, I think I had really discounted it, and I thought, well, this is, whatever. And, someone has to pay for a star, so, it's a little, the machination
Right, but
behind
I
it.
can't just go, I'll pay. I
Right,
mean,
no.
they have to ask.
Yes,
She's
no,
asked.
you have to
She
get
has
kind
asked.
of voted in.
Yeah.
Right.
She
So I
asked
think
me.
Yeah.
Bravo, I think, subsidized that, which was very nice of them.
Very
I
nice.
didn't pay for it myself. I'm just.
Yeah, no.
But anyway, I love overhyped events, and this was something that was announced in 2019, and it was announced in 2019,
Just like
and it was
this one.
canceled because of COVID. And my family was so excited. They thought it was such a big deal. And I was like, Bravo paid for it, right? I mean, and they're like, no, this is a really big deal.
It's a
and I have
huge
to
deal.
say, it was on Ben's birthday, and the crowds were screaming for Ben. And he, who I was worried was going to have a meltdown or not be into it, he was waving at everybody. It was so Hollywood and it was so cool. And John Mayer gave a speech that I was like being at my own funeral. It was really exciting. It really was. It was an amazing day.
It is a big deal.
And Lisa Rinna was there.
Lisa Rinna was there, and it was just when the overlay was, to put a timestamp on it, is they had just gotten back from Aspen, Colorado. So I don't need to tell you what happened there.
No.
And, and so I was speaking to Rinna, 48 hours before, who was saying, I'm bringing this onto the show, what happened, and there was no footage of it, and she was really upset. And then there's all these leaks, and it's on TMZ, and I'm like, who is leaking this stuff? So there was this overlay of that happening while it was happening.
Andy, why do you think she didn't turn on her voice memo?
That's a really good question. I don't know.
I mean, at Atlanta, those women had the cameras on.
We'll get a Nest Cam. We'll grab anything.
You're so right.
They are producing Rinna.
Right.
The leaker, she does Depends commercials and her mouth. I mean, this woman leaks out of every orifice of her body.
Danielle!
I'm sorry.
Danielle!
I've gotten too far. I'm just saying, why, for her not to have a microphone on.
I never thought about that, but you're so right.
Never thought about it like that.
And let me ask you on that thing, I'm sort of getting off topic, but Lisa Rinna's always on topic, which is, did you know ahead of time that this was a bad decision that she was making to try and bring something?
I said to her, because she and Erica were the most fired up, and there's a perception of them kind of going after people or something that I think is not always correct, but what?
No,
well,
just
and
listening,
so
I'm listening.
I wondered how it was going to play out because it wasn't on tape, and so, but they were really upset by it.
It was very upsetting to watch Kyle and. Okay, we're gonna get back to the book.
We'll get back to that, but we just
but we can.
No, we have.
We can talk about.
Look, we're gonna talk about. We read your book. We're gonna talk about your book.
So we're curious. So you've talked about, maybe wanting to look for a relationship, and we go through many very nice gentlemen.
Yes. I mean, I don't know if I would say many, but there are some dates.
There's a dozen if there's a minute. And a lot of the time you weren't sleeping with people because you were trying to find the monkeypox vaccine.
Yes.
So there's actually a huge swath of time when we couldn't.
This was the most exciting part of the book. This was a journey that we all were got. It was like a thriller. I was like, is he getting the vaccine?
Yes. Well, it was a horror movie for me and my gay brother.
Yes.
I know. That's why I was seriously like, oh my, it really, it took, I took like an adventure on the book, which was, and I'm so glad you got it.
Now, curious, do you think you are in this point of your life where are you really wanting to meet someone? Where are you
I think
since
so.
the book?
I think it would be great. But, every time I've, I'm the kind of person that when I meet someone, you kind of know when you meet the person that there's something there and that's someone you want to hang out with and explore. So I'm kind of waiting for that lightning bolt. Yeah.
I love that.
But while you wait, do you?
The lightning bolt.
The lightning bolt, the necklace.
By the way, look, this audience is so good. By the way, is that an Ariana candle?
I wanted to wait, but
She's lit an Ariana Maddox candle.
It's important that we pay tribute.
Now, what am I gonna do with the Tom Tom sweatshirt that Raquel got?
Ooh! Clubhouse. It goes in the clubhouse.
It should. I guess it should.
It goes right next to
I
the
don't think
shot
people are
ski.
gonna want to see that.
And then, you know what? The store that she bought the lightning bolt necklace from sent me the lightning bolt necklace
Smart.
the other day. I know, and I got it. Someone from Bravo PR gave it to me yesterday, which is the day that I was live with Ariana. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Give this to Ariana?
No.
Like, this is,
You know where that sweatshirt needs to go? Now I know. You need to put it on the bunny that Kim
Right.
Richards said.
But the ball gag is on the bunny.
Oh,
Yes.
that's a toughie.
so hard.
Now,
I know.
want to ask you,
I'm telling you, it's all a house of cards.
do you still believe in love now that Kim and Croy have broken up?
You know what?
And his juicy, juicy bottom.
That is a very good question because didn't we all think
I
they were
thought-
going to make it?
He would drive her to Costco.
He
sit in
drove
a
her
car.
He
everywhere.
drove her everywhere.
He was her schlepper.
Yeah.
Yes.
That to me,
He had her solo cup like ready to go.
if my husband would do for me what Croy did for, we would. I mean, we're still together. I don't
Yeah.
know why.
Yeah.
Why?
Now, oh God, I don't want to get into Scandoval, but we're going to touch down on one quick question.
Yeah.
Since we lit the candle. Who prepped Ken? Juliana asked.
Hold on.
Now, I didn't ask this. Juliana wants to know, hey, Andy, who prepped Ken to drop the Scandoval? And how long did it take for him to memorize his lines? And we have a follow-up. Is Ken alive?
Sometimes it feels like they just prop Ken up like Jiggy and put a little dog suit on him and then like release him, like Weekend at Bernie's style.
You know what? That was. He got all that information in one line.
Gorgeous.
I will say. He moved that story along.
Boom, boom,
but
boom. How many takes do you think it was?
I don't know, but Katie didn't know. She
No.
was like, what?
She
No,
was
she
making
didn't.
sandwiches
yes.
at Lisa as she does.
And it was
Right.
also like we learned in acting school, if you have exposition, do it on the move, and he
Right.
did.
He was on the move, yes.
I learned at the Circle in the Square Theater, always be, having space work.
Yeah, he did
Right,
it all.
yes,
He did
yes.
it all.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh man. Okay.
You are so funny.
We have some quick lines that I thought were touchstones in your book, like some of the most important lines of the
Oh
book.
boy.
On Tuesday, August 2nd, you wrote, I dreamed that Cynthia Nixon gave Craig Conover a hand job. Now, with love, I think, and just like that, could use these storylines.
I was in the middle of monkeypox, so I was on a lockdown, and I was having crazy sex dreams every night. No
That's
joke.
a wild one.
The funny thing is, I was on a train I ran into Craig Conover on the train the other day.
So wild.
So random.
Wow.
And he said, I'm going to Delaware to see my mom. I wish I had a copy of your book that I could give her. And I said, yeah. I said, I'm sure you're in there somewhere. And then like half an hour later, I said, oh. I said, I'm gonna tell you how you appear. And I told him, he was like, oh, that's weird.
And he's like,
I said, I just want you to know, I didn't dream it was only a fact that it had happened.
Okay.
I didn't see it in the dream.
and then he's like, I'll take 2 for my mom.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah,
now,
wow.
another important, on Sunday, February 20th, was an amazing day for you. Do you remember what happened?
Tell me.
And I quote, had a very early dinner at Morandi with Casey Wilson, Danielle Schneider, and Matt McConkey.
Wow.
Now, on Wednesday, June 8th, you spewed some hate speech. And not for Danielle, but for me. And would you care to respond when you said, and here I quote, this hurt me personally, I hate millennials. Last possible year.
Are you a millennial?
Andy, how dare you? How dare you? 1980. I'm like, right.
Notice how he didn't ask me because I'm Gen Z.
I am the oldest living millennial.
Okay.
The oldest living one.
I'm sorry to offend your people.
Thank you.
Dotted line, fine print.
Now this was an important date. Friday, April 29th.
Okay.
You wrote, when the phone rang at 6:30 a.m., I figured it was baby news. Instead, it was Wendy Williams. What a gorgeous sentence.
Yeah, there's a section where Wendy is calling me a lot. She wanted to be on Roni, she decided. Which in a day wouldn't have been the worst idea.
Amazing.
But not this day, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are tough things to
We're
hear.
really putting your feet to the fire.
I
This is
know,
like
I love
Tom.
it.
This is like Tom Schwartz on Watch What Happens
I know.
Live. We are not letting you go.
Oh my God. Okay, Amber Carter says, after reading your book, I am now invested in your real estate portfolio. Where are we with the Hamptons house and the new penthouse? And is the old penthouse still with us? I added the last one.
I don't live in a penthouse currently.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
I am, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Does
I
Sally
didn't know this
feel?
was going to be so
you. No,
easy.
Sally lives next door.
Okay.
Sally lives next door. She's in town right now. I've been seeing
Thank
her a lot.
God.
I helped her with her garbage the other day.
No, that's
Do you call her Malin?
Yeah, the beach house is going to be done next week.
great. Yeah.
And then yeah, thanks. And then the new apartment, we're gonna start gutting it soon. We're waiting on some permitting. Thank you for asking.
You're so welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I will say that our favorite line of the book, and I mean this in all sincerity, was when you said, "I let out a deep breath and realized home was exactly the only place I needed to be."
That was very
And that was
nice.
after New Year's Eve.
And
Sober? Sober?
Yeah, and Anderson had dumped me that night. He and I had two different options for us after we got off the air, and we're heading downtown, and he's like, "I think I'm just gonna go home," and I'm like, "We just hosted this fucking show sober, and you're bailing on me? Like, I have coverage. There's a babysitter who is expecting to be there late."
Yeah.
And then, but that was, I think, maybe even the last line of the book, because then I got home, I was like, you know what? This is all good.
I love
Yes.
it.
It really
I love
was.
it.
It really
And
was
how is
beautiful.
Lucy?
She's great. She's great. She's about to start walking.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Wow.
Those cheeks.
Yes.
Those cheeks.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, speaking of Lucy,
Yeah.
someone asks, Lindsay would like to know, and this is a genuine question, would you support Lucy one day if she wanted
No.
to go into the family business on Roni? What?
No.
No?
Okay,
Way that
no.
Vicky's son Michael was in Kodo Insurance? No?
I wouldn't mind if she wanted to be a TV producer or a writer or something like
Yeah.
that.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So we're gonna get down. Now we gotta get into
Maybe
it.
get a little bit into,
Scandoval.
yeah.
Yes.
It's like carnival.
Now, whoo, big question. How did you find out? Was it like the rest of us, where it just hit the news stream?
So, the fateful night that Raquel and Sheena were on Watch What Happens Live, Raquel gave me the Tom Tom sweatshirt, which is like the Monica Lewinsky blue dress at this point.
Oh my God.
I woke up and it was glimmering in the light, looking so beautiful because it's beautiful beaded
Did it have galaxy lights on
sequins.
it, or?
No,
Okay.
anyway, that morning I got a text from Alex Baskin, the executive producer of
Obviously.
Vanderpump
We don't
Rules.
have to tell
Please.
this audience. We know
And
who
he
Alex
said,
Baskin is.
"You are never going to believe this, but ... And I said, "What?" Like, and then I called him, and he said, Ariana just found out last night. All hell is breaking loose. And I said, "Where are the cameras?" He said, "On their way."
Where are the cameras on their way?
I have goosebumps.
I do too.
And then it broke to the public the next day.
So
That
you
was
did
a
find out.
Thursday, and then it broke on
Oh,
Friday.
wow. So you had a full day. Is that when the scene with Ariana and Tom was filmed in there?
It was either shot that Thursday or Friday. I
Wow.
believe, Yeah.
Genuine question. Were you annoyed when Sandoval went on Howie Mandel and didn't save his first interview for Bravo?
Well, I had already interviewed him for the reunion, and I sat down with each of the three principals separately before they all sat with each other.
I love
Okay?
that. Okay.
And so, and when I sat with him, he really was a shell of himself, and he was shaking and thin, and it was really a sight to behold. And so when he, well, okay, well, I'm just.
I know,
I'm
but people
just-
aren't, they're not happy.
Okay, well, I'm just. Anyway, so the bottom line is, I kind of felt like I had already done it, and I didn't know the. So when I found out about the Howie Mandel thing, also from Alex Baskin, who texted me and said, "You won't believe this."
What?
And I said, "What?" And I was pissed. But I also thought that having him in the clubhouse would be kind of a lose-lose, and I
Actually,
felt
yeah.
like I had already done it. And so I was more interested in speaking to Ariana in the clubhouse, which I obviously did.
Yes.
And also, I surmised that he probably had done the Howie Mandel thing because he knew that it was going to be a non-confrontational interview, which it was. So I was like, well, this wouldn't have been the interview I would have done anyway.
Well, Howie Mandel was literally like, who are you?
Yes.
I don't know
Yeah.
who from, and he was like, and what happened? It was,
Right.
I've never listened to that podcast before or since, but I was just like, this is so odd to have to explain it, to do the interview with somebody that you have to explain even just who you are in the
Yes.
world. It
Yes.
was,
Right. Yeah.
Now, Ariana was on last night, amazing ratings. Where's the future of Vanderpump Rules?
You know what? I'm happy to report it's not my problem.
Yeah,
I am
I
not-
think you are just like Daddy Bravo.
I was an EP of that show for
Yeah.
maybe the first 8 years or something, or 7, and I'm not anymore. And I think that they're, figuring out how it all plays out.
wow.
Yeah.
I want to go back to one thing you said in the book, and I just don't want to forget it.
Okay.
Which was, you were talking about one person who was the worst person who was ever in the clubhouse. And they were a guest,
Okay.
right? And all I could think to myself is that you're like, they're never allowed back.
Right.
And then I was like, but they allow Ramona back. So who is this
Ramona
person who's worse than Ramona?
Ramona is, I find her entertaining when she's in the clubhouse.
I did a show with
Yes,
her.
you did.
She was, sitting in the first seat, obviously. And I thought she was, I mean that with deference. Like, I thought she was very fun.
But I spoke to some other people that was like, oh, she never remembers me. She's been here like for 8 years and she has no idea my
Oh
name.
yeah, no, we've played games with her. We've shown her pictures of people she's been on the show with, who I think
She
she
did not
hasn't.
remember.
She did not remember Casey.
And
Yes. Right. Yes.
Sorry, I had to go back to that because I didn't want to forget that, and that
Right.
felt juicy
We
to
played
me.
that game with Teresa the other night as well,
Yes.
and she didn't remember several people.
She doesn't remember her name.
Speaking of Teresa, I found Jersey to be equally astonishing. I really
Yes.
did. Like, I feel
Yes.
like that's gotten lost in all this.
Yes. Yes.
And I want to say, are you guys putting a scorched by the sun filter on every shot of the men?
On every shot of the men, or
Everyone.
The men.
is there one man in particular you're
Louis.
thinking of?
Okay, but it is all the men. Like, even the Irishman the other one looks like he's been like,
I watched on the plane today, I watched part 2 of the reunion, and it's when the guys arrive, and we keep cutting to the guys backstage, and Louis is in a dressing room with 2 of the guys.
John Fuda? Is John Fuda there?
John Fuda. And for some reason, Louis is just standing there shirtless for the whole time. And and I wrote in my notes, which are usually meant to be editorial notes, like, wow, Louis remains shirtless. Like, it was so interesting to me.
Is Louis charming in person when he's not?
I think everyone is pretty much exactly as they appear.
All these questions go.
Now, did he also get the detective John, what was that?
Oh, Bo Dietl.
Bo Dietl?
Well, there's much Bo Dietl talk to come at the reunion. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
because
yeah.
Bo Dietl
Bo Dietl released a statement today.
He did.
Yeah.
But his statement was interesting. What he said is, I have never been hired by Louis. Now, just as there was Puppygate, and see, I think we get mired in things. Like, they were accusing Lisa Vanderpump were they accusing her of selling stories or leaking stories? Of course, Lisa Vanderpump is not selling stories to Radar Online. And so the question is, and by the way, I don't know that she leaked either, but what he said was that he has information from Bo Dietl. Now, whether he hired him for it or not, this is an interesting question.
When the producers asked Teresa if they had asked him to do a deal, she was like, nah. Like, it was crazy.
But also when he
That was a good
It was
Teresa.
crazy.
when he is telling Dolores and Jen that he's like, and of course, I hired Bo Dietl to look at all you guys. And they're like, uh-huh.
Not
they
even a
didn't-
change.
Nothing.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
Now, what about Bill and Jen? They're upset? They're
I
upset.
enjoy them.
I
do
love
too.
them.
Yeah.
I love them.
We're upset. But
Yeah.
I really think she's fun.
Yeah.
And
I
do.
think she's a
I
good
think
time.
I've had enough of Marge.
Oh, yeah. Now, what would you do?
She's peaked. She's peaked.
Do you want to see both Teresa and Melissa back together next season? Do you want to see who?
Okay. Good people, could we do a quick poll?
I would love
could
to do a
everyone,
poll.
And I'd love you to stand up because when people just
Bring
clap.
Danielle back?
Yeah.
That's
I'm a
not
Danielle
happening.
stan.
Okay,
I
I would.
new Danielle.
New
Okay, can
Danielle?
people stand when I say this person? Because when everyone's clapping, I just feel like we never get anywhere.
Give it a Rhodey reboot.
Oh wow.
Wow.
No.
If you are on Melissa's side, if you're not on anyone's side, please stay seated. If you're on Melissa's side, could you stand? Okay.
Oh wow.
Wait.
Up there, too.
I have an
You know what?
addendum.
We're at 50-50 basically.
know.
I have
We're
an
at
addendum, though.
50-50.
Because you can still be on Melissa's side, but would you rather see Teresa or Melissa on the show?
All right. Well, we're not going to solve anything tonight.
No, we're not. We're not
We're
going
not
to solve
solving
anything
this
tonight.
Yes.
It was, both episodes were quite dark in that it was actual like family members that were
Yes,
being,
I
they
know.
had that
Yes.
in common. It was
Yes.
a lot.
I agree.
Has there been, well, let's ask this one, Danielle.
Okay. So which form, you get so many texts from Housewives. Like, I feel like it's just a running stream
I
constantly.
put them all in there because I feel like it's Fellini-esque
Yes.
almost.
Yes.
The dialogues and the conversations and what they're saying, and Ramona texting to say, "Are you going to? Hey, are you going to Teresa's wedding?" And I said, "No, I'm going to Montana actually." She goes, "Oh, I've never been. Always wanted to go." I go, "Didn't you go on the season 4 cast trip when Aviva had asthma and she couldn't go?" She goes, "Oh, I forgot that. Yeah, it was very pretty."
And what did Aviva have the good goddamn nerve to tell you?
Oh, Aviva out of nowhere emailed and said, "I've been following on Instagram and it looks like your son isn't getting enough sleep."
What? I would throw my leg at her. That's insane. That is an act of terrorism.
Yeah.
It
Now-
is. I'm sorry. But I would like to say,
Yeah.
so which former housewife texts you the most and why is it Jill Zarin?
It's not. Jill Zarin is so funny. She texted me the day that we announced Roni and Roni Legacy. She texted me at 8 o'clock at night, and she said, "Hey, and that was a little Ramona." She goes, "I just heard the news about your Roni announcement." I'm like, and then I'm not going to say what she said next, but I was like, at 8 p.m. the news is just getting to you? But I would say, I hear from Dorinda a lot. Heard from Dorinda today. I hear from Dorinda a lot. Manzo and I text. There's a bunch.
I bet.
I'm worried about what's to come with Manzo. I don't even want to go there.
Okay, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but I am excited to watch
Jill
it.
gets quite a bit of ink in here. It actually feels
Does
like
she?
you guys are like, I don't.
We're good.
Yeah.
Jill and I are good.
Yeah.
Yes, Jill and I are good.
I feel like
but
she
there
gets
are
a lot of-
times in there where I have to reprimand her.
Yeah, you yell at her.
She leaked the news on her Instagram story that Tamra was coming back to the show, just as we were planning this huge announcement for Tamra, and there's a whole lot of drama relating to that is a runner.
How do you feel about
How do I
Tamra?
feel
People
about
are
her?
just taking the mic.
I feel good about her.
Yeah.
Well,
in this book, he says he's attracted to her.
Well, I would like to say, I say that I have had sexual chemistry with some housewives through the years, and I cite Tamra in there, and then so many people were like, Tamra is your choice out of everybody? Like, talk to me about that. And I was really thinking about it. Now, let's recall, she's shown me every iteration of her breasts, of the actual boob. And then she also, and I forgot this, and she reminded me recently, we made out on New Year's Eve on camera one year. So like, you know, it's a bit of an HR issue. There is a moment where she offers my mom her nipple covers.
Beautiful.
Before the show.
Beautiful.
That was really nice.
Yeah.
It really is. This book is such a great ride, Andy. I have to say. It's so much fun, and it's got so many heartfelt moments and beautiful moments, but it is a wild ride, and I love it.
I think what's fun is it's got a lot of minutia.
Yes.
If you like the Housewives, the minutia in this book, the asides, I think, are edifying.
But I also don't even think you have to like Housewives. And I know this audience isn't included,
Yeah,
but
right.
because if you don't like Housewives, what are you doing here?
Right.
But I also feel like if you're just a pop culture, or if you're just like sort of like what's, you know, John Mayer and SJP, and just like the life of a person, sort of a New York City personality. I think it's just a fun ride through that. If you just like that type of book as well, I love that stuff too.
I loved it. And I want to say, so much has been made about your friendship with SJP, but to me, I loved reading about Amy Sedaris.
Amy and I
A lot more about Amy in here.
Amy and I had a really good year this year.
Yeah.
We are in such a groove with each other. I would say that we've known each other for years, and she is absolutely the person that makes me laugh the most in the world. She is the funniest person. And we have a lot of dinner dates in the book.
At the Polo Bar, a lot.
I took her to her first time at the Polo Bar, and actually, I think that was the time that another friend of ours had stopped by, and they had crazily nasal ketamine in a nasal spray, and they said, and we were like, well, what is it? What does it do? And they explained it, and they said it wears off in 40 minutes. And I was like, Amy, it's Saturday night. Are we doing it? And we did it. And we went to the Polo Bar all cracked out. I mean, it was really not. And I was like, by the way, it would not be the thing that I would say to do, to go to the Polo Bar.
You kept your plans.
Yes. Anyway, it was that was
It sounded like so much fun, and I will be trying it.
Right. Yes.
So.
Yes.
I love hearing more about your guys' friendship.
Thank you.
Now, I will say this. You say in the book that Roni is the leakiest cast.
Yes.
And that page 6 has actually said they are.
Yes.
Who is the leakiest? Who are they?
I'm not going to say,
You're not
because
gonna
they don't
leak
know that I know. I'm not going to leak it. But I was in Cannes for Bravo for like 48 hours. Mm-hmm. And I was at some event, and there was a reporter from Page 6, and I go, let me name some names, and you tell me if they are calling you as much as I think. And I did, and he said, you nailed it. And it was really satisfying. And also, it was a big event, and Dorit and Garcelle were there in Cannes with me, and there was a very funny dinner. And Captain Sandy and Kate Chastain were there as well.
You live the
I'm telling you,
wildest
it's a
life.
Fellini movie. Yes. And we were on this yacht having dinner, and I had some of my beloved tincture, so I was very happy. And Dorit, who is very fun at a party, and she was telling Kate Chastain that she was going to give her a mantra. She said, I'm going to give you a mantra to find a man or something. And I don't know what mantra she gave her. But,
I have it.
And then she was saying, I think it's too long. But what she said is, she went on to say, I don't know why you don't have a man. She goes, you're not unlikable. And then she said, you're also not unlovable. And Kate Chastain, the look on her face, she has resting bitch face as it is. But I was like, I need a Kate Chastain confessional right about now to hear what she's thinking. Later in the night, I got her confessional.
Was she just?
But by the way, Dorit meant nothing by it. She wasn't being, but it was funny.
Well, you also give I think, some interesting gossip about Dorit in the book that a lot of us, I think more fans have been dying to know, which is genuinely, is she paying for all those clothes? Or
Right,
is she
and
getting them, borrowing them?
We went shopping. Garcelle and I and Dorit went shopping in Cannes, and she was buying retail at Chanel, Dolce. I mean, she was buying, and she was like, "Oh, I have that," and the stuff she was buying, she spent so much money.
So Boy George is just raking it in.
I guess so.
Wow. No, I have another.
He does seem to be the sole revenue stream.
That's the only client I know that PK has.
But
I'm sure he has more. Well, I have another question. Bo Dietl, all the bows. Also, you have this crazy thing happening to you in the book, which I cannot get over.
yes.
This is the hack!
It's crazy. So
Can you explain it if they have not read it yet?
there's this thing that's been going on for a few years where my phone will ring and it will say Cynthia Bailey, and I'll pick it up and there's no one there, and then I'll get a text from Caroline Manzo or Jill Zarin, or it's mainly people who've been on a long time, and there are people who've been in my phone, and there's some hack going on where they have us calling each other, and like Bethany will text me and say, "Did you just call me, or was it that hack thing?" And I'm like, "Yes." There's an app that you can do it, and someone who has all our numbers is doing that.
We don't need Bo Dietl.
But why? But it's so weird. But then, and it's going on through the book. It's very odd. And then it extended. Joy Behar called me, and I was like, "Hello?" She's like, "Who's this?" I go, "It's Andy Cohen." She goes, "This is." I go, "Who's this?" She goes, "Well, you called me. It's Joy Behar." I go, "No, I didn't." I go, "Oh." I go, "There's this hack thing." And then I got a text from Meghan McCain saying, "I've changed my number. My phone was hacked." And I was like, well, if Meghan McCain is changing her number, maybe I should change mine. But I was like, I don't want to tell everyone I got a new number. Anyway.
It's so crazy.
It's wild. It's wild.
An app.
Yeah.
It's just an app. We're like, call the FBI. You're like, it's an app.
Right. Well,
It's like, we got to get to the bottom.
I know, it's wild.
It's
Yes.
so intense.
No, I've had security on it. And
Now,
And
speaking
yet-
of Bethany,
She said,
and yet this woman in a
Yes.
tank top,
this millennial, this
one tank-topped woman has fixed it all.
solved it for us.
I have a question, because speaking of Bethany, now I don't know if you've watched Bethany's new makeup tutorials.
I'm not on TikTok.
Either am I, but they're making their way to me.
Okay.
Now, and then she also has a new podcast about housewives, and Teddy Joe and Tamra have two T's in a
Tamra
pod.
Joe as well, right?
Tamra Joe and Teddy Joe.
Tammy
sounds
Sue?
like Timmy
Timmy Sue.
Maybe.
And then, we have Robin on the Patreon, and like there's all these housewives with their own podcasts now, and God bless them. I mean, are they taking money out of our pockets? Of course. But God bless them. But what do you feel like, because they're on the show, is it a conflict of interest?
No, I think that, Heather Dubrow's had a podcast for a long time.
We saw her podcast room.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. OC, by the way, is back in form this season. I really have to say, it's really good.
Okay.
It's really good. I'm very excited about it.
Well,
Yeah.
people are very upset about Robin in particular because she kind of like didn't tell us the story
Yes,
there, but
yes.
was she reprimanded?
She was. I was very, I was annoyed. I didn't understand her, we had a Robin go round conversation about it where I was like, this was so relevant to everything happening on the
Yes.
show. And I believe you had just said, even to Giselle, look, this happened to me, and so I can relate, and this is why I don't want to get involved or whatever. Yes, that was annoying.
Wait,
Okay.
that was annoying.
There's a child.
I love that.
I love that you brought a child.
Are you going to write another diary?
I don't know. I don't
You
know if I'll
have to.
write.
They're so fun.
Thank you. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
I don't know.
Now, there is a game that we would like
And
to
then
play
we will
with you,
turn this
and then we
over
will
to
turn it
questions.
to
Great.
them. But we would like to ask you, who said this?
Okay.
A housewife or Ben?
Okay.
Okay. I'm such a good cooker.
Ben.
Okay. I was going to say
And
Ben
I
or
know you wrote
Teresa.
it, but-
Ben or Teresa. Ben or Teresa. Who said this? Ben or Sonia? Tickle me, Daddy, tickle me.
Well, I mean, Ben does say it every day, but I'm sure Sonia said it too.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Yes, no. Okay. Who said this? You're too thirsty, Jill. Ben or Brandy?
Brandy.
I bet Ben could come
Yeah.
up with that if we met him.
Yeah.
Okay. Who said this? Fine. Oh, who said this? Ben or Andy Cohen? Fine. You keep playing with dirt. I'm going to bed.
Me.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Wonderful.
Who said this? Who said this? Ben or Sonia? Throw me in the pool, Andy Cohen.
Ben. there was a moment this summer. I have a radio. I have a music channel on Sirius called the Kiki Lounge. Also, Radio Andy, of course, and John Hill is here, and Lauren and Mariah Smith are here from the Smith Sisters. Superstars among us. So I have the Kiki Lounge on a lot by the pool this summer, and I come on and say, I'm Andy, and this is my Kiki Lounge. And so, kind of embarrassingly, Ben said to a girl he was playing with this summer, does your daddy have a Kiki Lounge? And then also, one day, we were by the pool, and he goes, are you Andy Cohen? And I said, and I just thought it was so funny, and I was like, yes, Ben, I'm Andy Cohen. So every so often it'll be like, come here, Andy Cohen. And he knows that I laugh. It's so funny. One day we were at the playground and this dad goes, what's your name? He goes, I'm Ben. He goes, that's Andy Cohen.
That guy over
That
there.
guy. Like as if we all know that's Andy Cohen.
Right.
You all love him so much.
Right, right.
I think we might take some questions to
Great.
the crowd.
Great.
I went to BravoCon and I'm used to running towards the mic. My question is about siblings. So between the Richards sisters, Joe and Teresa, we haven't seen a lot of success perhaps in them maintaining their relationships. And so curious if siblings are not set to fail but can succeed in reality TV. And
That's a
if
good
Joe
question.
and Lucy and Ben were to be on reality TV, what advice would you give them?
I don't know. I mean, right now it's a lot of poop and blocks, magnetiles.
That's basically New York, though.
Yeah, right. Yes. But I hope they're not set up to fail. I hope not. I like to see sisters getting along.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi, as a first-time expecting mother, I wanted to know if you have any great advice for a new parent.
Get help. Give yourself some grace. Just don't be too hard on yourself if you either mess up or you take care of yourself. You can't spend every second with your child. I think you're gonna take care of your kid. Don't forget to take care of yourself too.
I love that.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so there's tea online, Vanderpump, that something is going to happen at the reunion that the cast does not know about yet, but that is holding up the contracts from going out for the next season. And I was wondering if that's true.
Well, we've already shot the reunion.
No, I don't know. That's what online's saying. That's what everyone online is saying.
That something happened at the reunion
that the cast doesn't know yet. I don't know if it happened on the one-on-one or no.
maybe just with you.
I would say that there are things that are said at the reunion that are going to be surprising to everyone. that you don't know. You think you know it all, but you don't.
Wow.
And but I don't think there's anything that is holding up anything.
I'm getting a bit over Lala. Who's next?
Hi.
I'm all set there.
Send it to Daryl.
Send it to Daryl.
Oh my God,
Daryl.
I'm like, this is the mazel of my life, like right now. So my mom and I got in Bravo together for forever. She ditched me, moved to Florida. So every Friday we have weekly FaceTimes where all we do is talk about you and Bravo.
Thank you.
And so her birthday's coming up. Can you just do me a favor and say happy birthday, Judy?
Happy birthday, Judy.
Aww. That's so cute. I like it a lot.
Hey, Andy.
Hey.
I'm a fan, spouse of a super fan, and
My spouse is a super fan.
pseudo-solo Shotsky here.
Oh!
But I did have a question on the becoming a father front. What was, if there was one, a fear that you had, and how did you address that, overcome that, and how has that been after actually becoming a father?
I think a fear that I had before I had I will say the first night back at home, I don't know, because I didn't know. I only knew this was going to change my life in every way, but I didn't have specific fears beyond, oh my God, you're changing your life in every way, and there's no going back. But I will say the night that I brought Ben home, I remember he was screaming, crying as a baby does, a newborn, and I was in my closet, and I could hear him through walls, and I was like, what have I done?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Andy. Hi, Casey. Hi, Danielle. Lovely
Hi.
to see you all here with my mom. Very excited to be here. Is Lisa Rinna ever coming back
Great
to our
I don't
HOB?
know. You know, I talk in the book about how after the reunion that night, she texts us all and quit. And I guess I've said publicly that she's on pause, but she came out with a statement after the book came out, or her agent did, saying, I think that she's not on pause, she's done, but I guess me saying she's on pause is me hoping that she comes back. So, I mean, I didn't think, yeah.
It's like someone being like, I broke up with you.
Right.
And we're never getting back together unless we get back together.
Right.
Hello.
Hi, Andy.
Hi.
I'm a kindergarten teacher from Redondo Beach.
Bless you.
Love it.
I always comment on your Instagram videos. But I just want to ask you, I noticed that there was a tender moment that you had with Anderson Cooper. And I know this is two parts.
When were he and I tender together?
Well, I think many times, but that's my opinion. Do you think that ever one day,
I don't.
the two of you
Yes, not that much.
will live a happily ever after?
I don't.
When you spoke about
She doesn't want to hear it, Andy.
the marry me moment, it was just a few days ago, and you asked Anderson, would you like to marry? Would you like to get married?
Oh, right, yes.
And your face and body language, it was a tender moment on your part.
Well, I have to be clear with you. I have to be clear with you. I love him deeply. Like, truly, I love him. And I care for him so much. And, but we're more like family at this point. Yeah.
She doesn't want to hear
She's like,
that.
but there was
I know.
tender moments.
Tender.
We are tender with each other.
Yeah.
We are tender.
Yes.
Speaking of tender, we have a question.
Yes. A lot of people have been saying that there's a lot of tender moments with Matt Rogers and you.
Oh, really?
Oh, we got a lot of questions about that.
really?
Yes.
People are
A
just
lot of
telling
people
us that
think
there's
this.
heat.
Heat from his
between you
appearance
guys.
on Watch What Happens.
I think he is so cute. I think he's so smart. I think he's so funny. And
But there was tender moments.
Tender.
that's what I think.
Okay.
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 Hi.
Hi, Andy. My name's Giovanna. I'm 16 years old, so I'm probably your youngest fan here.
There's a baby
And
there.
Sorry.
aside from Ben and Lucy.
You fight that baby. We'll
First
see.
off, I want to tell you that me and my science teacher literally bond over Vanderpump, you, Bravo, so you're single-handedly helping me get a better grade in bio right now. First off, I want to ask you, what age would you let Ben and Lucy watch Bravo, Housewives, Vanderpump, any of those?
I think it's going to be a while.
Okay.
He tries to watch with me because I'm screening cuts, and he'll be like, "Can I just watch a little?" I'm like, "No."
Hi, Andy. Big fan. So it's not a Housewives question. I know
Okay.
you're the executive producer of Housewives, but I was wondering, based on the press releases, if Shahs of Sunset was either paused or is it canceled? And if you're considering doing like a Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip with their cast or something else, because I feel like we didn't get closure for season 10.
Thank you for saying that.
Thank
you for speaking
Oh,
that
wait a
truth.
minute. Actually, Gigi and Reza were supposed to be here. Are they here?
They're at the Lisa Vanderpump dog gala.
Oh, well.
Oh.
What?
They were.
Is that a bit?
Yes, it's tonight.
What?
The Lisa Vanderpump dog thing is tonight.
So they're there and not at
No,
Daddy
but they were
Bravo's?
supposed. They actually were on the list for tonight. I don't think it's happening. Shahs of Sunset as of right now.
Now that they're not here. it's
They
not.
were. I mean, I will say at the end of the last season, they were all. I mean, I know MJ and Reza have come back together, and now I think MJ, Reza, and Gigi are good. I think the rest are kind of out, and so it does seem done to me. I don't know.
We did a charity thing where we were like shopping for kids for the holidays, and we asked for like 20 fans to come. Everyone just sent their emails. We get there, and everyone's in masks. And we've been shopping next to this gal for 2.5 hours before she takes her mask off, and it was MJ.
That's
She was
amazing.
so nice. She was so nice.
She's so
lovely.
nice.
So nice. Hi.
Hey, Andy, just wanted to see if you're going to Dead & Co tomorrow night.
I have an event in San Francisco tomorrow night. I was thinking of coming back Sunday, and there's a gravitational pull. I'm sorry, Saturday for the Saturday show, but I have got to get back to the kids. And it's killing me. You're not the first person to ask me that question today.
I listened to the audiobook, loved it.
Thank you.
for doing that. I know you wanted those shout outs. My question is, can you tell us who makes the tincture?
Yes, you know what? Darren, my assistant, is here, and she got me some. Darren, do you know the company that makes that? It's Sativa Tincture, and I don't remember. I'm sorry. It's just
Wow.
sativa, though. Pure sativa.
But then how do you have so much energy? Because isn't
Sativa's up.
oh, you're right. Sativa and then
Indica
couch.
is down.
In
I'm
the
not
couch.
an Indica
Yeah.
couch.
My husband's a pothead.
That's how you remember.
Hi, Andy. A bit of a fun, maybe controversial question. Shag, marry, kill. Sandoval, Schwartz, and Jax.
Beautiful question.
Beautiful question.
Beautiful question.
Thank you.
Wow.
Wow.
Said it was controversial.
Yeah, why don't you come up here and do what we do?
Yeah. She should.
I think I'm gonna. Okay. No, I'm not gonna plead the fifth. I'm gonna marry Jack.
You wouldn't have said that like 5 years ago, probably.
Maybe I'll marry Schwartz. I mean, well, there's no right answer. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm shagging Sandoval. I'm marrying Jax and killing Schwartz, but I really like Schwartz.
You're more attracted to Sandoval and Schwartz? I'm such a
Yeah.
Schwartz person.
I
through
always
and
thought
through.
Sandoval was very pretty. He looks like an anime character to me. He looks like that character in the Take On Me video.
Yes!
You're a millennial. You don't
And
know this.
Generation Z, my parents showed it to
Right,
me.
yes. Hello.
Hello, Andy. I love you so much.
I love you
But
back.
I love John Hill too. Can he stand up? I just want to see him.
Stand up!
Where's John Hill? Stand up, John Hill.
Woo!
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, I thought she was running to see him. I was like,
Tender
That was,
moment.
that was it.
I still can't get over the fact that you're attracted to Sandoval.
I think he's very pretty. Listen, I'm taking things out of the equation. I'm not going to marry Jax for real.
I'm more of a Jax girl, but I'm from Florida, so I like scumbags, you know?
Hey, Andy, thank you for coming to Los Angeles.
Thank
and
you.
also, thank you for sharing your Ben stories on your radio show, because they're so relatable for us at home. I mean, I have a tantrum child, and it's crazy to hear that other people are going through it.
Thank you.
But I want to know, did you meet John Hill's lover, and did you approve of him?
Yes and yes.
Wow, I can't believe I'm doing this. Really quick. 2011, I went to New York for the first time to go see Kylie Minogue. I told my husband, I threw it out in the universe, that I wanted to meet you. I did, the very last day. You were the nicest human being ever. You were so cool. You were so accommodating. As a typical gay man, I would never want to meet Madonna. She would scare the shit out of me. You were the complete opposite. Took a picture, you snapped it up. The next day on my way back, the camera got stolen. True story. So the picture doesn't exist. That being said, you having Jane Fonda fess up her love for ecstasy was everything. Everything. Thanks, man. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Thank you so much. You're so sweet.
Can we get a picture?
Yeah, let's get a picture.
Yeah.
Let's get it on an iPhone. Oh.
You want to get in the back? I don't want to be in the back. So sweet.
So cute. Hi.
I love you, Andy. You're the king. However.
Oh boy, I thought I was
I
going to get out of
love
here
John Hill.
unscathed.
And and the question is for John. Would you be my gay husband? Please. I love you.
I can't satisfy you physically.
That's okay. We can dance.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did you Spanish?
I know Spanish. Thank you.
Wow.
All right.
Okay. Hello.
Hi, Andy. I'm a school counselor. Just want to put that out there. I just wanted to ask you, any updates on the Housewives of Miami? I really love that show.
I love
Wow,
it too.
what a
I mean, we're
season.
in production right now. It's another blockbuster season, and I don't really have any more updates, but it's great.
Wow.
It's going to Bravo instead of Peacock.
Yes.
That's
Wow.
That's
Hi,
big.
Andy. Just want to say I love you and I watch you all the time.
Thanks.
Just wondering if you're going to Schwartz and Sandy's tonight now that you're in LA.
The optics tonight.
Also, they don't have a line cook that we know of. Seems to be.
Hi, Andy. Big fan. So much so that the Real Housewives were in my vows to my wife. So I am bound by love to always care about the Real Housewives. But that being said, what I'm most curious about is if you had to let one of the housewives watch
Babysit?
your children for at least 3 months, without any other supervision, which housewife would you choose?
I mean, the truth is, I get this question a lot. Who would you let babysit? And I think they're all great moms.
Not babysit. Not babysit.
Right.
I mean, really let them have your children.
Have your children.
For an extended period of time.
That's a tougher. I guess none would probably be.
I mean, yeah, Kyle's a great example. Yes.
Kyle. Can have your child for 3 months.
Where am I?
Hi, Andy.
You're following the Dead and Company around.
Yeah. Hi, Andy. I was wondering, what are you listening to right now?
I
What's on your
am listening
playlist?
to the Kiki Lounge and a lot of Grateful Dead. I mean, I'm pretty bored.
I love in the book when Vicki Gunvalson was like texting you and you're like, Vicki, I'm actually at the Dead. She was like, I love the Dead. Bye.
Like, Vicki named one song.
Oh my gosh, I'm nervous all of a sudden. Okay, one thing, and this isn't a question, but Erin Moriarty, I bumped into her and asked her for a ticket for your show, and she gave it to me. Because I remember you interned for her or something.
Yes.
So that's one thing. And Casey was on the show with Whitney Rose. Just
Oh,
a little
that's
piece
great.
of trivia.
yeah.
But okay, two things. Sorry, there's two things. Hey, your share, I was listening to it on the way up from San Diego, your book, and your share imitation
It's so bad.
is so bad.
Yeah.
And then you promise it'll get better, and then I was
I know.
dying,
Yeah.
'cause
No,
it
my
gets-
voice was
just
so
didn't.
hoarse. It was terrible. I can't do it. Yeah.
Okay, and then the last thing is, oh yeah, do it, duh.
No, I mean, no. She'll text me and be like, "Do you have Anderson's number? He's not responding to me." I can't do my.
I liked
yeah,
that. I heard
Oh,
it.
you did good.
I heard it.
Okay, and then also, I love how John Mayer describes you when he gives a speech. Do you remember, like you're
Yeah.
an A whatever?
He
It's
said I'm a.
so funny.
Yeah.
So can you remember to tell them?
It's
tell the
something like
audience.
I'm an A-lister who parties like a B-lister with the spirit of a C-lister or something like that. Yeah.
That's
Thank
really
you.
funny. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Andy. I have a summer house minute. I feel like I'm losing my mind because I'm firmly on Danielle's side, and I feel like Lindsay is fully gaslighting America's women. She's making me feel crazy because she is like truly one of the most, I'm sorry to say, be so unfiltered, but narcissists I've ever seen in my life. And I feel like Danielle is getting like not the edit that I want for her because she's just so sensitive and nice and has been her friend for so long. And I feel like the internet is just not on her side. And I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Also, sorry, Carl is a completely different person this season.
Also what?
Carl is a completely different person this season.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? Sobriety brings you closer to the light, you know?
Not Lala.
I know, I'm sorry, I sound insane.
I think, Danielle, what I will say is that, you know, I really tried to get them together at the reunion. I will say that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Andy. Also a public school teacher, kindergarten. Nice to
Thank
see
you.
Big fan of Radio Andy. Shout out John Hill. Shout out Smith Sisters Live. I run a fan account for Radio Andy on Instagram. I wanted to ask you how you felt about the revelation about Miami Girl.
Oh, you know, that, I got it. I wasn't surprised. I don't know why he was denying it so hardcore at the time, but yeah.
Hi, Andy.
Hi.
I'm such a huge fan, and I listen to you and John on my way to drop off my baby to daycare every morning, so he's probably wondering who's the man that's always talking on the radio. But I wanted to know, I know you've been dating. What is a deal breaker for you when you're on a first date?
Oh, bad breath is rough. And I mean, just not vibing. I mean, just boredom.
Not
I'm boredom averse.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Yay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think we're gonna, Ted, are we take a couple more questions? Great.
2 more questions it is.
2 more and we'll wrap. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Jurgen, look, I don't have a question, but it's my 3rd time seeing you out here in LA, and I always have a gift for you, so I just wanted to come give it to you.
Thank you.
Oh.
All right. I'll accept
Okay.
it. I'll accept it. She can hand it to me.
Yeah,
Thank
you can start
Hello.
chatting.
Okay,
How are
Andy,
you?
if it was solely up to you, who stays on Jersey, Melissa or Teresa?
Wow, hard hitting.
Wait and see.
Okay.
Oh.
I also have a gift for you, Andy.
Oh my gosh.
I have a book for Lucy, and one is on hairstyles.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So many gifts. So nice.
Andy, before we wrap up, I just want to say
Oh, this is so cute.
sorry.
Sorry, yes.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were
just
responding to your
receiving.
gift.
Thank
That's
you.
so
You're
nice.
so kind.
Sweet.
Thank you. That's very nice.
Very nice. I was just
And
gonna
the
say-
last question for the
oh,
evening.
Okay.
This is how it's done.
Given what's going on in our country and the current environment, do you think Bravo should be doing more to show positive portrayals of Jewish people?
Of gay people?
Jewish people?
Of Jewish people?
I think we're doing good.
I mean,
You know you.
I'm a Jewish person and I'm on Bravo every night and I speak up about anti-Semitism and I feel okay about the portrayal that I'm putting out there. We have a great new Jewish housewife on Roni who you will see celebrate Shabbat, I think in the first or second episode. So, yeah.
We have Jen Fessler.
Jen Fessler.
I really like Jen Fessler.
I do too.
She's fun.
I
Like
do
at
too.
first I was like, huh, but now I'm like, yeah.
She's
Ever
fun.
since she had sex with Tony Soprano, I'm on board.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Andy Cohen,
Thank
for
you.
writing this book.
Thank you.
It's wonderful.
It's a wonderful book. Thank you for writing it. Thank you for your vulnerability and your honesty in the book. And just, you really lay it all bare and you're a lot of fun. And thanks for having us.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for letting us do
Thanks.
this.